Welcome to beautiful Twillingate, the iceberg capital of the world, where the ocean glimmers under the morning light and every salty breeze carries the scent of North Atlantic. Picture quaint, colorful houses perched along the rugged coastline, seaboards sweeping across the blue sky, and fishing boats gently rocking into the harbor. Twillingate is a place frozen in time, yet alive with warm-hearted locals, rich history, and breathtaking views at every turn. This tiny town has a gathering place for generations, from indigenous Twillingate people to European settlers, all drawn to these powerful icy seas. And today we are about to set off on one of Twillingate's most unforgettable adventures, a tour with Iceberg Quest. Iceberg Quest is one of the most popular local companies offering iceberg and whale watching tours around Twillingate. You can easily book a trip through their website. Just search for them on Google and you will find all the info you need, including schedules, pricing, and seasonal updates. We are waiting outside the Iceberg Quest dock right now, ready to board and head out into the Iceberg Alley, a place where ancient icebergs drift past and whales can often be seen surfacing in the deep blue water. Get ready for a trip that really captures the wild beauty of Newfoundland.
Check-in, and Gary's aboard. That's Cameron, and my name is Barry. Thanks for coming along this morning, folks. Before we set sail, I got a couple of very important messages to share along with you along the lines of safety. And of course, safety is very good. We need to take you out of the water.
After the captain's announcement, we ease out of Twillingate Harbour, passing the colourful homes and docks that define this charming outport. Behind us, the town fades into rugged Atlantic coastline as we head towards the open ocean. So now let's see where we are going. So if you look at the map here, we're starting from the Twillingate Harbour, right where the boat was docked. Now, just to the left on this map, you will see a narrow stretch of land. We'll be crossing this. This little channel separates the inner bay from open Atlantic. We'll sail through this channel and head over to the other side of the land because that's where all the icebergs actually are. That whole open area is known as Iceberg Alley. And all the icebergs, most of the icebergs drift down from western Greenland, riding the Labrador Current. So we are essentially leaving the calm waters of the harbor and crossing over to where all the action happens. And along the way, don't blink! We might just spot a few surprises. The roaring Atlantic itself, maybe a dolphin or even a shark passing by, and somewhere along the rocks, a natural bird sanctuary teeming with seabirds. And that's the route from Twillingate across this narrow passage and straight into Iceberg Alley. So that's the narrow passage which I was talking about. We'll go left, we'll cross that into the open waters, cross that stretch, and turn left again to Iceberg Alley. Now while you folks are enjoying the roaring Atlantic, keep an eye on the shoreline. Watch how the waves crash powerfully against the rugged land. There's something wild and timeless about it. And as we sail along, let me share some interesting facts about Twillingate, the place we just left behind and the heart of this iceberg adventure. Here's some facts. Twillingate is known as the Iceberg Capital of the world. Every spring and summer, giant icebergs float right past the coastline here. Some are over 10,000 years old and have drifted all the way from western Greenland. This is one of the best places in the world to see them up close. The name Twillingate likely comes from the French word Twillingate. Early French fishermen named it after a headland in Brittany, France. Over the time, the pronunciation changed and that's how we got Twillingate. Twillingate sits on two islands, north and south. These islands are now connected by a causeway built in 1973. Before that, people had to travel between them by boat or ferry. It's hard to picture now, but that's how life used to be here. Here's another fact. It's home to one of Newfoundland's oldest lighthouses. The Long Point Lighthouse has been guiding ships since 1876. It still works and it's one of the best spots to get the view of the ocean, the cliffs, and sometimes even whales or icebergs. Okay, a real fun fact now. You can actually drink iceberg water here. Locals collect chunks of iceberg ice and melt it to make vodka, gin, and even beer. It's considered some of the cleanest, purest water in the world, untouched for thousands of years. And I will be holding one of them in this video. Alright, keep an eye on the screen right now. Something's about to surface. That's right. Just for a second we caught the back of what looked like a whale slipping out of the water. Blink and he would miss it. After that we stayed on the lookout, scanning the waves hoping it would resurface. But no luck. It disappeared back into the deep Atlantic like it was never there. Anyway, let's get back to some more cool facts about Twillingate. Whales often come so close you can hear and see them from the shore. Especially in late June and July, humpback whales pass through and their spouts are visible even without binoculars. Sometimes people claim you can hear their calls right from the land. Now on the right, you'll notice a large sea stack teeming with seabirds. That's the Bird Conservatory Rock. During the nesting season, this rock islet becomes a busy wildlife hotspot. You'll see and hear thousands of birds, kittiwakes, murrays, razorbills, puffins and gulls all gathered together to breed and raise chicks. It's like a bustling vertical city. The walls are alive with movement and calling birds. The best time to see them are spring and summer, when the nesting activity is at its peak. Watching the seabirds dive, squawk, soar above the cliff adds a wonderful wildlife moment to the iceberg cruise. Okay, getting back to interesting facts again. Long before Europeans arrived, indigenous people lived here. The Bearcook and the ancestors of the Twillingate or the Inuit once roamed these coasts. Their legacy lives on in the land and the waters and the respect the people have here for nature. Okay, so now we are on the other side of the narrow passage and here's some interesting facts again. Twillingate once thrived almost entirely on cod fishing. Cod was everything here until 1992 fish moratorium. That was a tough blow, but the town reinvented itself through tourism and culture. It's also the root cellar capital of the world. Yes, over 130 root cellars still stand across Twillingate and nearby towns. These were used to store vegetables before fridge was a thing, and you can still tour many of them today. And there's a section on root cellars in my last video. And there it is, just ahead. We have got our first glimpse of an iceberg floating silently in the distance. We're slowly making our way towards it now. I'll keep quiet for a bit so you can take in the view and enjoy the moment.
Later on in the night, when the crowds have gone, we could talk under moonlight till dawn. We could stay to watch the sunrise, cancel all our plans. We don't need a reason why we just can't. I wish I could stop time and stay in this moment, never think about going. Won't you stay with me for a little while? Got myself free falling deep into your eyes. You came to me without warning, but I knew why. I wish I could stop time.
There are so many icebergs floating out here in Iceberg Alley, and each one shaped in its own wild natural way. We're leaving that one behind now and heading to the next one, and the next one looks massive, like really massive. And hey, didn't that last one kinda look like Night King's head from Game of Thrones? I don't know, maybe it's just me, but let me know in the comments like if you saw that too, or if it reminded you of something else. And here it comes, oh, and holy guacamole. This one's massive, like really massive. Enjoy the show, guys. It might be just me, but doesn't this iceberg kinda look like an open-air auditorium from this angle? Let me know in the comments if you see it too, or if it reminds you of something else. And man, imagine if Nickelback was performing right here on the iceberg stage. That would be peak Canadian. Most of the icebergs you see here in Twillingate actually start their journey thousands of kilometers away, in western Greenland. These massive chunks of ancient glacial ice breaks off from glaciers and slowly drifts south, riding the Labrador Current all the way down along the coast of Newfoundland. The journey isn't quick. It can take 2 or 3 years for an iceberg to travel from Greenland to Twillingate. Along the way, they melt, flip, reshape, turning into these incredible sculpted giants that you see floating here in Iceberg Alley. And if you've noticed that some parts of an iceberg looks green or even turquoise, that's not the camera acting up. That color can happen when the iceberg flips and exposes a super dense part of the ice that formed under pressure, often without any air bubbles. In some cases, greenish color comes from the ice freezing around algae or picking up an organic matter from the ocean over time. And here's a cool thought. Some of the ice you're looking at right now is more than 10,000 years old. That means it fell as snow long before the pyramids were built. So, while you enjoy the views of icebergs, let me get back to the interesting facts. Newfoundlanders are known across the country for their humor and hospitality. You'll find open doors, quick laughs, and that famous Newfie accent that's unlike anything else. Don't be surprised if you're invited in for a cup of tea or a full meal. Honestly, Newfoundlanders are one of the best people I've met over the years. Yet another fact here, just offshore, is a natural sea arch known as Spiller's Rock. It's a favorite among kayakers and drone photographers. Another reminder of how this coast is shaped by wind, sea, and time. So stay tuned in this video. I'll be going to Spiller's Rock and flying my drone from there. Stay tuned for some insane visuals. And yet another fun fact, murmuring is still a thing here. That's when folks dress up in wild mismatched costumes during the holidays. Think of bed sheets, pillowcases, wigs, and anything they can find and go door to door, playing music, dancing, and having fun. The fun twist? The host has to guess who's behind the costume before letting them in. It's loud, it's silly, and it's full of laughter. But honestly, it's also something more. See, I was born and raised in India, where community is a big part of daily life. Neighbors know each other, help each other out, check in on one another, especially in hard times. But these days, even back there in cities, that's slowly fading. And here in Toronto too, where I live now, it's the same. People barely talk to their neighbors. Sometimes you won't even get a simple "good morning" in the elevator. I always thought that was just a basic human kindness or etiquette. So when I came to Newfoundland and heard about these things like murmuring, and more importantly, felt how people here truly look out for one another. It honestly felt like home. People smile, they chat, they hold the door, they care. It reminded me of Canada I had imagined or heard of before I moved. Warm, connected, kind. I really hope the bigger cities can take a bit of Newfoundland spirit and bring it back. Not just in traditions like murmuring, but in everyday compassion. Because at the end of the day, that's what makes a place truly great. Enjoy these last few glimpses of icebergs, and then things are about to get fun. On the deck, they were playing traditional Newfoundland tunes, sailor songs that just made you want to tap your feet. And the crew, honestly, some of the friendliest people I've ever met. Unlike other boat tours where it's all quiet and formal, here the cruise members were constantly chatting with us, explaining everything, cracking jokes, and even encouraging a little dancing. At one point, they scooped up a chunk of iceberg right from the ocean and passed it around for everyone to hold. It was smooth, crystal clear, and yes, we even got to taste it. You're literally sipping 10,000-year-old ice. They even offered to take picture for us. No hesitation, just kind, down-to-earth people. If you're ever in Twillingate, I absolutely recommend doing this Iceberg Quest tour. The views, the vibes, the people, it's something you'll remember for a long time. So up next, some light moments, some dancing, and a taste of frozen time. Stay tuned. At one point, one of the crew members looked at us and said, "Hey, isn't the song nice? Why aren't you guys dancing?" And well, that's the push we all needed. We started dancing, the crew joined in, and for a few minutes, it felt like a party out in the middle of the ocean. Unfortunately, I was so caught up in the moment, I didn't get any footage of it. But hey, sometimes the best memories don't make it to the camera, right? But we have some visuals of it, of us dancing. As we head back, we are slowly leaving Iceberg Alley behind, crossing the same narrow passage that brought us out here earlier. There's a stillness in the air now. The waves feels a little bit softer, the sky a little brighter. I guess that's what happens after you witness something unforgettable. To be honest, I never thought I would see an iceberg up close in my life. Growing up, icebergs were something I only saw in movies or read about in history books. You hear about Titanic, the freezing Atlantic, and these massive blocks of ice drifting silently in the ocean. But being right here, face to face with them, it hits different. It felt surreal, overwhelming even. I actually sat down for a moment just to take it all in. That mix of nature's beauty, childhood memories, and the weight of history. It's a feeling that's hard to put into words. This Iceberg Quest tour has been more than just a boat ride. It's a memory, one that I'll carry with me for a long, long time. But we're not done yet. Stay tuned, we got a few hikes lined up around Twillingate, and I've captured some absolutely insane drone visuals that you don't want to miss. And hey, there's one last iceberg surprise waiting at the end. So stick around for that. After a short hike, I reached this beautiful lookout, probably part of Jenkins Cove on South Twillingate Island. From up here, you can see the whole town, the cliffs, and that narrow passage we crossed earlier on the boat, the one that opens Twillingate to the Atlantic. And along the way, I found sea urchin fossils just lying in the grass, like little pieces of ocean jewelry scattered across the land. Alrighty, we are back on the road now, just driving through Twillingate, giving you a quick look around this beautiful little town as we head to our next hike. The plan is, we are hiking to a spot where we'll get another view of that massive iceberg we saw earlier in Iceberg Alley. And this time, we're getting up close, like really close, with some insane drone shots coming your way. So, stick around. You don't want to miss this view, for sure. We are here now, hiking up towards Bluffhead Cove, part of the Bayview area on South Twillingate Island. This trail has been a perfect sneak peek of the coast as we climb towards today's lookout. From this hilltop, you'll finally get another view of the huge iceberg we saw earlier in Iceberg Alley. It's currently sitting right out there, and trust me, the drone shot coming up is going to be insane. Wait for it, just wait for it. This spot is a great place to see iceberg up close, plus get an incredible panoramic view of Iceberg Alley and the Atlantic beyond.
Is it alright if I stay today? Is it alright if I stay today? Take my time, far behind, leave my pride. Oh, is it alright if I stay? Is it alright if we just stay today? Is it alright? 'Cause I wish we could just stay.
Now, let's fly our drone and get really up close to the iceberg.
Leave our pride. Oh, is it alright if we stay? Is it alright if I decide but change my mind? Is that okay? Is it alright if I don't wanna feel obliged and anyway. Is it alright if I waste my time and not?
So, did you guys enjoy those drone shots? Let me know in the comments. That iceberg looked massive up from there. And if you notice, the Iceberg Quest tour is still out there making rounds around Iceberg Alley. But yeah, this is where we slowly start to say goodbye to Twillingate. It's been an unforgettable experience, and honestly, I'm going to miss this place. But wait, remember that last iceberg I mentioned? That's not over yet. The next morning, just before heading out to St. John's to catch our flight, Twillingate had one last surprise for us. Stick around, it's coming up next. So, the next morning, we are out with a heavy heart, leaving Twillingate and heading back to St. John's. Honestly, I didn't really want to leave. This place had a certain calm to it. Something that just stays with you. But just as we are about to go, Twillingate had one last surprise waiting for us. Enjoy these final glimpses. Okay guys, time to wrap this one up. Twillingate, you truly have my heart. From the kind people to the wild coastlines and ancient icebergs, this place has been something special. I know I'll be coming back here again and again, and honestly, I'll keep coming back to Newfoundland for the rest of my life. But hey, the end of something always marks the beginning of something else. And our next stop, it's going to be on another level. We're heading to Alaska with even more crazier drone shots, better visuals, and a whole lot of wild moments. So stay tuned for a brand new adventure, something that has never happened before on this channel. Till then, keep watching, keep supporting. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay happy, stay healthy, keep your family safe, And as always, hasta la vista.